Hello, welcome to the Today Show on your TV with the Disability Channel, on Roku as well, and some of you on social media, which is extraordinary. I am over the moon to be exciting today, two sets of guests. First up, I have, and you can see them on screen sharing with me potentially, Ian Howcroft, and we also have our fabulous Ashley. Ashley, will you shout out your last name for me?
It's Pistachny.
Pistachny. And they are both with Skills Ontario. And right after this break, we're going to hear more about the services that Skills Ontario provides us. So thank you for tuning in. Be sure to come back. Skills Ontario promises to have an abundance of content, having here folks promoting skills in the trade and job hunting, and they're going to share more about that for us all. So please do tune in with Skills Ontario right after these messages. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So,
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like that?
First time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on the Today Show. In Halton, I am Unstoppable Tracy with two phenomenal guests from Skills Ontario. Joining me today on this first segment is Ian Howcroft, with CEO of Skills Ontario. He is the CEO of Skills Ontario. How lucky are we? And also the extraordinary Make It Work, Make It Happen, Ashley, who is the manager of diversity and inclusion. And Ashley is going to help make it work with her last name because I keep messing it up. And so, Ashley, will you pronounce your name one more time for me?
It's Pistachny.
Pistachny. So, Ashley, what's the origin of your name? Where is your name from?
It's Ukrainian.
It's Ukrainian.
Yes.
Well, that's fabulous. And are you Ukrainian, or did you marry into Ukrainian?
No, I'm Ukrainian, and my married last name is Kuklieta.
Kuklieta. Not that much more simpler for those of us not Ukrainian, but so beautiful. And actually, your names are kind of like your married name, and your maiden name is kind of like what Skills Ontario is doing for all of Ontario. You're taking something that's super complicated and challenging for folks, and you're making it user-friendly, like you did with the pronunciation of your name. And so I throw it over to Ian Howcroft. Am I saying your name right?
That's right. Perfect.
Perfect. And is there a fun origin of your last name, Ian?
Not that I'm aware of, other than it's from not a very common name. It's Old English from northern part of England. My parents are both from towns called Bolton and Oldham, just outside of where Coronation Street takes place, for those that may follow or watch Old English dramas.
Oh, I love it. And I think we have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario. But a majority of our watchers are from Halton. And I think there's a lot of Brits in Halton. But and on the west or on the east side of Halton, the west side of Toronto, we have a whole bunch of Ukrainian family watching. So we've got like the best of both worlds today for all of our listeners. So I've alluded and hinted. It's kind of been this cloak of secrecy, and you're kind of the best kept secret in town. Ian, can you tell the world a little bit more about what is Skills Ontario? Who are you?
Sure, and thank you for the opportunity. We both really appreciate being here. Skills Ontario has been around for about 31 years. Our raison d'etre, our premise is to promote skilled trades and technology careers to young people. We started in Barrie, Ontario back in 1989, a small competition held by some technology teachers at the high schools there, about 100 competitors. And from there, we've grown into a province-wide organization and a national organization. There's Skills Competence Canada nationally, and every province and every territory has an organization that started from that inauspicious occasion back in Barrie in 1989. We do competitions, we promote, we go into schools, we have young women's programming, First Nations programming, and we're looking to expand that to be as inclusive as we can be to make sure as many young people as possible understand what career opportunities are available to them. We're trying to make sure we have a hands-on experiential component to this. It's much more difficult during the pandemic when everything is virtual and remote, but I have to commend the staff at Skills Ontario. We've been able to pivot and offer everything that we do virtually and remotely. The only thing that we couldn't do was our cardboard boat races, which allowed kids to design a cardboard boat in a classroom and then go out to a pool. So we had to put that one on hold, but we replaced that with a paper glider challenge. So we have been making sure that we've done over 1,000 in-class presentations this year. We're getting ready for our virtual remote competitions, which will take place the last week in April, first week in May, with our competitions being celebrated on May 13th. But we also have a French Young Women's Conference, an English Young Women's Conference, a First Nations Conference, a Business Summit, and a whole lot of other activities, including a showcase that's going to highlight how many opportunities there are for skilled trades and technology opportunities in Ontario. So we're really excited about that. We wanted to make sure we were getting our messaging out to as many people as possible. And last year we created the position of Manager of Inclusivity and Diversity, and Ashley had been with us for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And we gave her and charged her with that responsibility so that we could do as much as we can to ensure that we are not just practicing what we preach, but we're actually implementing that. So she puts everything that we do through the diversity lens, and also all our programming is trying to make sure that we're including as many people as possible. So in a nutshell, Tracy, that's what it is that we're doing. And I would just commend people, if you want more information, please check our website. skillsontario.ca. It's a great opportunity with all our programming there, and as we get ready for our countdown for our big virtual competition this year.
Wow, Ian, what a fun legacy that it started in schools and now over 1,000 schools. And now we bring into the loop after 10 years of veteran in the organization, making a difference for many, is Ashley. So Ashley, tell us a little bit about your role. Your title's a little different.
Yeah, for sure. So as mentioned, I've been with the organization for quite some time. I started in the Indigenous program, so the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit program. And then recently I moved into the diversity and inclusion. As an organization as a whole, we always have aspired to reach out to all young Ontarians to speak about skilled trades and technologies and to promote these as viable career opportunities for them. Diversity and inclusion have always been top priorities within Skills Ontario, and through our programs and initiatives, we emphasize that skilled trades and technologies are suitable for all. The rewarding opportunities in these fields are not limited to a select group of people, and we just want to make the message known that they can do it, and we want them to do it, so we just give them the opportunities to learn more about them.
Oh, that's fabulous. And can you think of any fun stories over the last year that have kind of come to fruition? A success story or something funny with one of the plane exercises or anything that comes to mind in your journey?
I think what we try and do is provide the educational component, but everything we do, we also try and make it to be fun. So you get a sense as to what the career could lead you to. I think one of the things that we're really proud of, we just held our first Persons with Exceptionality conference. So I will turn that over to Ashley, who worked very hard with our team to put that together, because it's one of the celebrated successes we'd like to highlight.
Yes.
For your show.
Yes,
Ashley, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ian. Yes, so on March 30th, we ended up hosting our first Persons with Exceptionalities conference. One of the things that Skills Ontario is proud to deliver is mentorship. So we don't want to just tell students about the opportunities, but like Ian mentioned, we want to do something that's engaging for them and so that they can learn more about these skilled trade and technologies careers. So our goal in particular for this conference was to connect the youth living with exceptionalities, mostly in grades 7 to 10, as well as their guardians, educators, support staff, with different resources and inspiration and information about the skilled trades and technologies. So we invited community member groups to speak about supports available to help them find employment for people that are living with exceptionalities. It was such an informative and inspiring event. It was one of my favorite events that I've seen so far, and all comments have been positive walking away with it. As Ian mentioned, we're having a huge event on May 12th, and this was pre-recorded and it will be offered during that event too. So if anybody missed out on it, they can definitely watch it during that time as well.
Oh my gosh, I have 1,000 questions to ask you, but we just need to take a quick pause for a commercial break. I think that's extraordinary, this huge conference and this upcoming conference and piece where people can participate. And even if you're not able to be there on that date, they're going to be able to link in. This is great. Ian and Ashley, thank you for joining us on the Today Show on the Disability Channel on Roku and on your TV. Your TV is cable television in the Halton region, but we have people tuning in from all over. In the comments, there's people from Timmins watching us right now for Skills Ontario and learning all about what you're sharing. So we're going to be right back right after this break to deep dive further with our fabulous guests. Stay tuned and see you in a moment.
Are you currently on the Ontario Disability Support Program? If you're interested in social media marketing, TV production, podcasting, and or getting off assistance, contact Jay Stoyan at 647-339-6847 or jay@thedisabilitychannel.ca. The Disability Channel, showcasing abilities.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on your TV in the Halton region. This is Unstoppable Tracy, host of Unstoppable You, and also on the Today Show today with extraordinary guests from Skills Ontario, who have done thousands of skilled trade opportunities in schools for everyone, everywhere. Nobody is left behind. We have with us Ashley, the manager of diversity and inclusion, and we have Ian, the CEO of Skills Ontario, and it is all over Ontario. But we have a large group of folks watching today on cable TV in the Halton region. I wonder if you could share a little bit about what's your website and what would it look like in Halton? And we have people watching us live from Timmins. What are some of the unique specifications the way Skills Ontario breaks out?
Well, one thing we're really pleased with this year, every public school in Ontario affiliated with us. So we're reaching out to every school board, working with as many as we can. I live in the Halton area, so very pleased to mention that fact. We also have all the colleges around the province are working with us as well. We use them as vehicles to help deliver our programming, to deliver some of the competitions that we deal with. And given the pandemic, everything is now remote and virtual. And to provide that hands-on experience, we're trying some new things as well. We're sending out kits to participants so that they can have that hands-on experience in the classroom or at home. And those that are signing up for some of our events, they can also say, hey, I'm signing up for your showcase. I want to get one of the kits signed up. So I think we're providing 500 kits to individuals, to students that want to try something, build a birdhouse or have some creativity experience that they can try and get that experience, that hands-on experience. We also have on our website all the programming that we are offering. We, as I said, we do the in-school presentations. We have our First Nations conference. We're doing a lot more outreach and engagement. We do a summer camp program that we're currently getting ready for, and we're going to be providing kids for the summer camp program. We normally host them at companies or at colleges, but now we're having to do that virtually and remotely because of that pandemic. But last year we'd have 400 kids participate in our camps. But last year, since we were offering it remotely and virtually, we doubled that. We had 800 kids engage with us, and it was great. It wasn't just 1 week camps that we're offering. We were offering half day, full day, 2-day camps, and kids could sign up for as many as they wanted. So those 800 kids signed up for 3,000 different sessions that we hosted. So we're expecting another very robust and exciting summer camp, summer activity program, and we've also expanded that so that we're offering these skills anywhere, skills at home, so that kids can tap into what we're doing remotely and virtually as often as possible. So it's been a great opportunity for us, and we're trying to make sure that, again, we're offering it to as an inclusive a group of students around the province as possible.
Wow. And skill trades at home, like the fun of building a birdhouse. So what parents don't need activities online, but this is actually skill trade building by Skills Ontario, and 800 and growing. And you yourself live in Halton. We love Halton, which is so great. It's so fun that you're the CEO and you live in Halton, but that anyone, anywhere can participate. But would love to do a big shout out to your Halton mayor, Mayor Mead. I believe you probably have a relationship with the mayor as well in Halton, given that you live there.
Well, I'm in Oakville. I'm in Oakville, actually.
Oh, you're in Oakville, but Halton region. Yes, I should have said region. Well, and thank you for your honesty, which is so wonderful. But this is great that they can get kits from you at home and build those skills.
Yes.
And so, Ashley, what are some of the adaptations and modifications, or how does inclusion and diversity play into what you're rolling out now?
Definitely. So in all of our registration, anytime that you register for an event, a workshop, a conference, our competition that's happening on May 12th, we always ask that question. Is there any accommodations that you require? How can we make it so that you can attend the event? And we receive that feedback through email. So we know that everybody is different. So we don't want to make it like a drop-down menu where they have to choose. Just let us know through email and we will accommodate as best as we can.
Extraordinary. And I know, like, when I was struggling with email with no hands and voice to tech, we just have a conversation. So there's so many workarounds. I love that you are all about everyone everywhere. You're totally about nobody left behind, and that you make it work right from day one, which is so fun that you take this 30 years ago program in high schools to now it's Skills Ontario. So I have more questions, but I want to keep reminding people how they find out more, because you're dropping a lot of golden nuggets, like these programs and these kits and these conferences and these events. And so can you just continuously remind people how they can find out more?
Sure. I refer people to our website, skillsontario.com. It's all our information is there on the website. My contact, Ashley's contact information, and we encourage people to reach out to us, to talk to us. We put together our programming, but we don't do that alone. We do that through a network of volunteers that we have. We probably have up to 1,000 volunteers that work with us on an annual basis to deliver our programming, to develop our programming, to making sure that we're getting the insight, the intelligence, the experience from this vast network that we've been able to build over the last 30 years. So it's something that we want to continue to build as we move forward. And as Ashley said, we want to be as inclusive as we can. You had mentioned at the beginning, Tracy, that Skills Ontario is the best kept secret, and we don't want it to be the best kept secret anymore. We want it to be the best known information, to get as many people involved in what we're doing so that they understand these career opportunities. It's for people that like to use their hands, but it's for people that like to use their heads as well. It's for those that want to build, those that want to try an exciting career, start their own business, And we look forward to being in touch with as many people as we can.
And that's skillsontario.com. Skillsontario.com. And you spell out Ontario, Ontario. Skillsontario.com. www. And
that's right.
And it's so great. And so what I love about it is also hear what he's saying. This is for anyone, anywhere. Everybody is welcome. Ashley makes it work. She figures out what you need, and they will work around accommodation if you're a participant. But also we need all of you listening to volunteer and be contributors. And before I wrap up the show, anything specific, like you say you need volunteers. Do you need trades volunteers, or what kind of volunteers are you hoping step up?
Well, we certainly need the people that have the trade and technology experience. We need people that can help promote what it is that we're doing. We're also focusing on students, but we also want to get parents involved, because parents don't necessarily understand what career paths are available for their kids. So we have been doing a lot more outreach and engagement to the parents community and the business community. The business community is saying we can't get the skilled trades and technology career people that we need. So we're trying to make more linkages there so that we are a conduit of information. I talked about the 3 C's: more cooperation, collaboration, and coordination. So we see ourselves as a pathway forward. You have some information that you want, we can help you get it. We can make you a linkage to another group that we work with. We have a vast network, and we want to ensure that people are taking advantage of what Skills Ontario is able to do to assist in your career path forward.
Fabulous. Any last words, Ashley?
No, I think that Ian covered that amazingly. So if you're ever interested in discovering an exciting and rewarding career option in the skilled trades and technologies, please visit our website, and we have many opportunities out there.
This is fabulous. www.skillsontario.com for the services. It's a not-for-profit. They need volunteers. They need parents on top of anyone that's at this stage in the high school age group that want to build a skilled trade and get into technology. And it's an incredible first choice for a career. And so if you're feeling like in COVID you can't do it, forget it. Visit skillsontario.com, and they have all sorts of alternative programming going on right now. Conferences, events, kits. And we are so glad that Ian, whose historical heritage was British, and Ashley, whose hysterical and historical heritage is Ukrainian, and people in the Halton region and all over Ontario, including a shout out to our Timmins folks watching online and putting in the comments. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Ian and Ashley. Skillsontario.com.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.